Hey guys, welcome back to the Fantasy Endgame live, answering questions for you to help you win. That's what we're all about. We're going to break down what's going to go down, at least as far as we think, in the coming week, and talk about all the latest news updates. We're going to answer your waiver wire questions, your trade questions, anything you got. You ready to start and sit? Hey, let's do it because we have a game tomorrow night, a game in which sit down for this one. Hold on to your seats. T. Higgins is going to be out. No T. Higgins. Not playing. Couldn't make it. Short week. So I think technically doubtful right now. So like with T. Higgins, you might as well just get him out of your lineup right now. All right. So maybe he'll make it back next week. We'll see. But what do you expect from Burrow? What do you expect from, I don't know, Mike Gesicki? Is he just absolute slam dunk? You got to start him. I mean, people asking, okay, look, there's still some must start tight ends out there, but pretty much anybody other than those top five, I'm just putting Gesicki over them.
Yeah, I agree. Gesicki, I almost put him on the booms. I thought as not even as like a tight end boom, just as a boom. Mike Gesicki, I saw the stat in the 4 games without T. Higgins, leads the Bengals in receiving yards. Yes, I did not say Jamar Chase. I said Mike Gesicki leads the Bengals in receiving yards, in air yards, and in PPR points scored. He's been better than Jamar Chase in the 4 games T. Higgins has missed. I'm not saying he'll be better than Jamar Chase tomorrow night. I think Jamar Chase is going to have a huge game. But I almost feel like I'm debating flexing Mike Gesicki over Jalen Waddle in one league. That's where I'm at with Mike Gesicki right now.
I mean, look at the last 2 weeks. Wouldn't blame you. He's had, I believe, in each of the last 2 games, more fantasy points than probably Jalen Waddle has had in any game this season, except for possibly week 1. That's just off the top of my head, but you might that sounds about right. I would flex Mike Gesicki right now over a lot of players. But yeah, the other thing that's interesting is he has obviously boomed, taking advantage when T is out, but Chase hasn't. Like Jamar Chase kind of takes a step back, which is weird. And this isn't just the last couple of games. This is something that happens more and more. You think it's just because the defense just puts all their attention on him? They're like, well, we don't care if the tight end catches a pass. Like, we're gonna just double, triple Jamar Chase. Is that what's going on?
Maybe. I mean, it definitely could be, or it could just be, a small sample size and Chase just hasn't had a big game in those games. I mean, it's the Ravens tomorrow. I got to think Jamar Chase is going to go off.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, you got Jamar Chase, you're starting Jamar Chase. There's no question there. Not saying that, but I'm just wondering if it's going to be a big Jamar Chase week. It definitely should be. Definitely should be. But yeah, I think if you got Gesicki, you're just starting, no questions asked. What about the backfield there? They did get Khalil Herbert. Is Khalil Herbert even going to be active though?
Not sure yet. He might be active, but I mean, you can't expect Khalil Herbert to play a whole lot tomorrow. Like, you want to add him, fine. Don't start him.
Right. Yeah, exactly. He's in stash. But then that leads to the question, how good do we feel about Chase Brown? Because, well, you're going to have to decide before tomorrow if you're definitely starting Chase Brown or not. Herbert's there, but he's probably not going to be very involved, if even active. Chase Brown got, I believe, it was 100% of the carries last week because Zach Moss is out, but they're not mixing anybody else in. So are we going to see 100% of Chase Brown this week again? Probably. But it's a weird dynamic with the matchup because the Ravens are giving up a ton of points, but they are definitely a pass funnel defense. They're really tough against running backs. Yep. So I know obviously we answer these questions when we do the RB start sit, talk about tiers and where we place them, but just wondering right about now, some people are going to ask, got Chase Brown, what do I do?
Yeah, I think Chase Brown, for the most part, is still going to be a good start this week. I'm not gonna I'm certainly not worried about Khalil Herbert taking significant work from him. I'm obviously worried about the matchup, against the Ravens, but he's still involved as a pass catcher and he can still score. I don't expect him to do what he did last week, but I think he's still a very good, like a high-end RB2 this week.
Yeah, I know some people want to go there and say must start, must start. I don't think you can go that far because of just like I said, the matchup. But yeah, I mean, Chase Brown's definitely someone you're feeling better about. Be interesting to see how much Herbert does. Like, was Herbert brought in to be that 1B, or is he just depth there? Like, it's just going to be Chase Brown basically down the stretch. So, something to monitor. Other thing to monitor is now the Panthers' backfield because Jonathan Brooks was activated today. It's pretty much what we figured because, why would they just shut him down? They don't have to shut him down for the season. Is he going to, in some way, interfere with Chuba Hubbard's fantasy value? Because you figure they activated him, they're going to get him some touches, but how many? And are you worried about Chuba?
Maybe long term, but not right away. Remember, this guy, number one, making his first NFL start. So that right there. But number two, coming off an ACL injury. So sure, maybe as the season goes on, he starts to get more and more involved. But I don't know. I'm not too worried for Chuba. Chuba's been good. Yeah, I think Chuba's probably going to be fine. I think Jonathan Brooks, fine. You want to stash him, go ahead. But I'm really starting to wonder how much Jonathan Brooks we're going to see at all this year.
Yeah, I think the question that a lot of people have in their minds this week isn't, do I play Jonathan Brooks? There's really no way you should be playing him. Is, do I keep him if I have him? Because if you had him stashed on IR, you might have to activate him. I mean, it just depends. If you can keep him on there without messing up your lineup, okay, fine. But some people have to make that decision. Like, he's not on IR. I can't keep him on my IR spot for my league. Do I drop somebody else? Do I just drop Brooks? So, some tough decisions there. I think he's generally worth stashing if you can afford to do it without hurting your team for the next couple of weeks. I keep saying, for him, I still think that the target date is post-bye, which, if I remember, is week 12. Is it week 12 or 13? Let me check. Yeah.
One of those.
It's week 12. All right. Week 11 is their bye. Well, basically after this one. After this Germany trip they're making, then they're on bye, and then it's week 12. And look, week 12, definitely don't start them because play the Chiefs. But maybe after that, we start to see him mix in. So if you can afford to keep him for a couple weeks, why not? So Brooks was activated, and then there's something else. I always forget. There's something else we're going to talk about. What was the third thing?
Nico.
That's what it was. Nico is not. At least not officially activated, I don't believe. Are we sure he's going to play? No, we're not. What's your gut feeling on this one right
now? My gut is still that he will play. I think what D'Amico Ryan said today was something to the effect of like, we're feeling good or things are going good. Let me see if I can find it in the Discord. I don't know if they posted it in the Discord, but it sounded a little more positive for Nico. Obviously, I think tomorrow's the big day. Like, they did say he passed all tests for his hamstring injury, but he's still determined to be if he'll play in week 10. I mean, if he passed all tests, why wouldn't you play him? Like, what are you worried about if he's passed all tests? So my guess is we'll see limited tomorrow, maybe limited Friday with a questionable tag, and then activated Saturday and then playing. That's my guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's still early enough that we don't know, and we're not going to know until Friday, like always. But yeah, exactly. If he's good to go, why wouldn't they just activate and play him? I'm going to stay optimistic here. I like to try to do that. Gonna hope he plays. So if you got him, I would say don't maybe throw him in your lineup just yet, but be ready to. I'm gonna hope he does play. All right. Well, if things do come out, anything comes out, I doubt we'll get much news on Wednesday night, but we always keep you informed and we always stream every single day except for Fridays. So you'll know exactly when things go down that you need to know about. That's why I want you to hit the notifications button right there, somewhere, wherever it is. And of course, give us a thumbs up and subscribe. We're here to help you. That's our goal. And we're also going to help you try to make some smart picks. If you know about Underdog, we got a partnership with Underdog because it's the best place to do your NFL picks or drafts. You can still do weekly drafts on there. Got tournaments, all sorts of things. Got NBA, got NHL, got every sport if you're into that. So go and get your picks in. If you haven't tried Underdog, you get a free pick just for signing up as a new customer. It's Lamar Jackson tomorrow, just getting 1 yard. Yeah, it's a free pick. He's going to do that. Take the hire, combine it with any other pick that you like, and you can win your very first pick as an Underdog customer. But make sure that when you do sign up for the very first time that you're using promo code ENDGAME, because aside from helping us out, it helps you out. You get the free pick, and then you get up to $1,000 of bonus cash in your account when you make your first deposit, because they will match 50% of your first deposit. So check it out now. Again, use code ENDGAME and try Underdog if you haven't yet. And we also have an app of our very own. It's called Draft Lane. It's the way to get in touch with us at any time. You ask a question, we answer it. Starts it, waiver wire trade, and more. Anything that you want to know about fantasy football, you can reach out to us on the Draft Lane app. It's a free download. Just go to the App Store or Play Store and check it out. All right, let's get to the questions. I think we're ready. Brian Furman is always ready and now becoming a regular first, right? Someone got to do first and first comment. There you go. You're first. All right. Well, look, this depends. Let's just assume Nico is coming back. Are you going to start Stroud or Stafford?
It's a good question. I have them both kind of like as streaming options this week. But I think I'm going to go Stroud this week. It's a bit better of a matchup against the Lions. Could have Nico back. Should hopefully have Nico back. Not a good spot for Stafford this week against the Dolphins. So I'm going to say Stroud here.
I think the matchup has got to favor Stroud. Again, assuming Nico is a full go. That's the assumption here. If Nico's not playing, then no. It's going to be Stafford. But
yes.
Figure they're going to have to throw the ball quite a bit against the Lions, and the Lions do give up a fair amount of fantasy points to quarterbacks. So let's say right now go Stroud. What about Ramondre or Chuba?
Another good one here. Again, I got them in the same tier. Neither one has a great matchup. Ramondre's kind of just been living off of touchdowns. Well, he is catching some passes. I think I'm going to... Man. Yeah, this one is close. I might go Chuba here. I really don't know. This is razor thin for me. Both these guys. It's going to come down to does one of them score or not. Which I guess maybe Ramondre has the best chance to score. So maybe
last week, didn't they both had 2 touchdowns last week, didn't they?
Yeah, well, I mean, Chuba got the Saints, but Ramondre also got a miracle pass at the end of the game. Let's not give Ramondre too much credit for those 2 touchdowns. The problem for me for Ramondre is just the last couple of games. I mean, 16 yards. Man, the floor for Ramondre is pretty much non-existent.
Without a touchdown, yeah. That's the thing. Well, the problem here is the offensive line. It's Swiss cheese. There's so many injuries. That's part of it. And yeah, they just haven't been good. Ramondre's getting the usage that you want. He's basically back to bell cow status, but on a not so great offense. That's the problem. So I think with the matchup this week on the road against Chicago, that's a tough defense. Yeah, I'm going to give the edge to Chuba this week, but it's close. And then pick 3 of these guys: Cup, CD, I believe Quentin Johnston, Ladd, Shakir Pickens.
I think you got to go Cup. I still am going to roll with CD here, number 2. And then all right, I don't want to go 2. Hold on. I don't want to go. I do like Shakir this week. Let's see, 650. Can I put him in over Pickens against the Commanders? Commanders have been pretty good on defense.
The Commanders been good. I don't know if we know, is Marshawn Lattimore just going to play this week? I assume he will, because it's not like a receiver who needs to learn, chemistry and all that. I figure
he'll probably play, but I doubt he'll play like more than half the snaps. I mean, he still has to learn the coverage schemes and where to be and all that. So, but man, I really do like Shakir this week. This is another really tough one for me. I have them both as solid starts, so it's not like I have, it's like I might go Shakir this week. I might go Shakir.
I'll go Shakir too. So I like him. I like the matchup. So let's do Cup, CD, and Shakir. There you go, Brian. And we says not first, but second. Good evening. We're on a 4-game losing streak. Let's stop the bleed. Start 2 running backs, 2 receivers, and a flex. Got Harrison, Quentin, B-Rob, Jones, Gibbs, Neighbors. I'm going to assume Tyreek Hill, Josh Downs, or pick up from waivers. T Hill should always just be Tyreek Hill, because if it's Taysom, you just say Taysom. Like, he's on a first-name basis.
All right. Going Aaron Jones, Gibbs at running back. Neighbors, Tyreek Hill at wide receiver. I think is it full PPR? I think I still got to flex Marvin Harrison.
Huh?
Well, I don't know if I can't put Josh Downs over Harrison. I can't put Quentin Johnston over Harrison. I can't put Odunze Leggett or Rico over Harrison. Maybe I could do Brian Robinson over Harrison if Brian Robinson plays.
I really don't want to start Harrison this week, not just because it was aggravating last week, but it's the Jets. Not a great spot. I honestly could go Downs over him, because I know Downs wasn't great, but he still had the most catches and targets. It was 12 fantasy points. That's still decent. And he does actually have another good matchup on paper. But I actually might go B-Rob for the flex, because he's supposed to play.
Yeah, I guess B-Rob probably be my number 1. I'm still going Harrison too. Like, Downs is okay, but I want more upside from my flex.
Yeah. Come on, Joe. Get it together, Joe. I know you can do it.
I don't think he can.
He's done it before. Just flow. Trying to get D-Hop. Well, okay, if you do, D-Hop or Rashad White.
D-Hop.
D-Hop.
Yeah. I mean, not the best matchup for D-Hop, but I'm still playing him over Rashad White.
Yeah. Christian Pedroso needs 2 receivers in the flex. Downs, Pickens, D-Hop, Sutton, Waddle, Javonte Williams, I assume. Or maybe it's Jameson. Actually, I'm not sure now. Or Tracy.
Well, yeah, not sure, because Tracy, running back. I'm going to go Pickens. Probably just go D-Hop at wide receiver. Even though I know it is the Broncos. I mean, Sutton gets the Chiefs. That's no bueno. Josh Downs gets Joe Flacco. That's no bueno. I just can't believe Waddle. I just can't believe Waddle isn't the choice here. Like, it's a good matchup against the Rams this week. Yeah, but I'll probably go Pickens, D-Hop, and then I'm going to flex Tracy.
Well, I think he can be a choice this week. Look, I need 2 receivers in the flex. I would go D-Hop and Waddle, because Sutton had been good, but now all of a sudden we're switching. It's went from the best to the worst possible matchup. So I'm going to sit Sutton. in this group, I can see. Yeah, I mean they're all risky, right? Pickens, Waddle. Like who knows? I think I would take a chance on Waddle with D Hop and then Tracy. Like Tracy's is the easiest one, right? You
Yeah.
gotta flex Tracy.
But he does say Shakir is available.
Well,
I mean, I don't know what Jay Williams that is, but if it's Javonte, I think you can drop Javonte for Shakir, and I would just play.
yeah,
I guess Shakir and hey, you're
D-Hop.
higher. You're higher than me on Waddle this week. I want to be in. I really want to be in on Waddle. I really do. It's a good. It is a good matchup for Waddle, but
Look, I'm not that high. I'm a realistic fan, and I understand that the offense hasn't been clicking. Well, even the offense has been pretty good the last 2 weeks since Tua came back. Just Jalen Waddle hasn't been involved, but this is a better matchup. Well, I would say this: if you can pick up Shakir, sure. Drop Williams, pick up Shakir, D Hop, Shakir, Tracy, done.
yeah.
Cody, the league is hoarding QBs because why not? My options are, oh, come on. Seriously, you're fine.
Yeah, you got plenty of options here. Plenty of options. I think if Nico plays, I'm going Stroud. This is actually tough. I think if Nico doesn't play, I'm still going Kyler here. At least he gives you that rushing. So if Nico plays, I'll go Stroud. If not, I'll go Kyler.
And you pointed this out, and I'm kind of a little bit interested in Herbert now this week. It's a pretty good matchup for him. I know they're throwing the ball more the last couple of weeks, but actually is a better spot than people think. But I would go Murray over him. So let's do either Stroud or Murray, depending on the injury news. So Jordan Olson, he's asking who runs our channel, like does the editing and the research for each week. We do.
Yeah. Well, we don't do our editing. We do some of the editing. We have our editor John. He actually has his own channel, The Catch. I don't know if you checked it out. Go check it out. The Catch Fantasy Football. He does our editing, but we do all the research.
Yeah, that's it. This is it. It's us.
Yeah,
and
are there actually people out there like maybe one day I'll get to the level of like Stephen A. Smith where somebody else will do my research for me, and then when they do it wrong, I'll just say something totally wrong. I gotta assume that's what Stephen A. Smith, right? He doesn't do any research. He just shows up and they're like,
he very obviously does not research, especially football. But anyways, we're not just the pretty faces of the channel.
Right.
It was a two-man operation, and we got John in the mix, and John, editor. But that's it. Also, I traded Warren for Jennings this week. Well, I usually don't want to make a trade because of a buy, but I think that's just a good trade in general.
Exactly. I would prefer Jennings long term, anyways.
And he wants to know, try to get Connor if you already have Monty because you have Gibbs. Are you asking Connor for Monty straight up? Is that the question?
Yeah, I don't know I'm okay getting Connor, but it obviously depends what you're giving up.
I mean, you could do that. I don't think it's unfair, really. Connor, Monty, they're pretty similar. I think they're pretty similar. Mary Jo got the A-team league, 6 points for a touchdown and a quarterback. Needs 1, 2, 2, 1, and a flex. Hurts or Daniels?
Oh man. I think you got to go Hurts this week against the Cowboys.
Yeah. The Commanders get the Steelers. Yeah, that's a little tougher. Go Hurts. Bijan, Connor, Tracy, Najee, B-Rob, Pacheco.
I think I do like Najee this week, but I think you got to go Bijan, Connor. Or actually, no, Bijan, Tracy. Bijan Tracy is going to be my pick.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard not to start Tracy, even in an 18 league. It's the Panthers. And then wide receiver AJ should be back. McLaurin, Nico, Evans, Harrison, Waddle.
Well, I'm playing those first 3 wide receivers, assuming they all play. If Nico doesn't play, I'm gonna assume Evans isn't playing. I'll probably flex Connor if Nico doesn't play.
Right. Guys like Waddle, Harrison, I think you can sit them. With those running backs, the Kate McBride kicker, defense, Washington, Atlanta Giants.
Oh man, Giants actually not a bad play this week against Bryce Young.
Atlanta
I don't think I'm
Saints.
playing with Washington. Yeah, maybe go Atlanta against the Saints.
Yeah, it's one of those last two. I go Atlanta.
Yeah,
right, look, Joe. Richard Anapolsky, 10-man PPR was offered Achane and Flowers for Jamar Chase and Aaron Jones.
Let's see. You got Chase, Amon-Ra, DK, Jacobs, and Jones benches. I mean, I kind of feel like you need the running back because even if you lose Chase, you'll still have Amon-Ra St. Brown. You'll have DK Metcalf hopefully back next week, and you'll have Flowers, not to mention Mooney and Harrison. But now you'll go from Jacobs and Aaron Jones to Achane, Jacobs, and Aaron Jones, or Achane and Jacobs, which is a massive upgrade there. Plus, I'd probably just take Achane over Chase rest of the season anyway. So give me the Achane Flower side.
Achane over Chase? Wow, okay.
Achane is a cheat code. He's a fantasy cheat code.
Yeah, I mean, thank God for everybody who drafted him early in the second round. Like, this is what I've been waiting for. So, like, if you're 3 and 6 or whatever, and you got Achane back to being Achane, at least you got that. Yeah, on the surface, at first, I kind of said I was gonna say I prefer the Chase side, but looking at the receivers you have, I think this is fair, and I think it would probably help you a little bit. So, yeah, you can do it. Okay, let's up Alonzo here. Alonzo Martinez. Trade Neighbors or Brian Thomas for Chase Brown?
I don't think so now with them signing Herbert. I think maybe Thomas for Chase Brown is acceptable, I guess, but I really would not want to. If they had done nothing at the trade deadline, I'd probably definitely say, okay, yeah, give me Chase Brown over BTJ. But I mean, Khalil Herbert isn't chopped liver here. Like, he's a capable running back. So I don't think I'm doing this.
Yeah, I'm not doing this. I think it's a little too much. I prefer Neighbors or Thomas. They're both probably gonna have higher ceilings. I mean, nah, I'm not gonna trade Neighbors for Chase Brown. I'm just not. BTJ, maybe if it looks like he's starting to, hit a wall, or if Trevor Lawrence, now he's, I'm sore, I'm banged up. I don't know. Maybe it looks like the Jaguars are just full tank. Okay, then fine. Maybe, but let's wait. J1364, is Gus Edwards worth picking up if he's activated on a fire?
All right, so there we go. They opened up his window. He said he feels 100%. We might see Gus Bus back, but I mean, really, what did we see from Gus Bus early in the year? Nothing. Like, nah, I'm not picking up Gus Edwards.
He was droppable before he got hurt, so nah. J.K. Dobbins still rolling. What to do with Josh Downs? I'm keeping the faith here. Downs is still getting targeted a ton. I know Flacco hasn't looked great, but he will be better. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm not dropping Josh Downs or anything, but yeah.
Come on, Chris. It's Joe. It's cool, Joe. Don't stop believing.
Oh, geez. That was horrific. It's legit one of the worst QB performances of the year.
Yeah. I can't say anything against that. It was bad, but We'll see. Anthony G with T out. Going Yoshi over guys like Amari Waddle, Deontay Mooney.
No.
Definitely not Mooney.
No. Definitely not doing that. This is
No.
getting too much here. I mean, what did Yoshi do last week with T out?
Right. Yeah, Mooney is a really good start. Just go Mooney and you're good. Now, I guess you think would have to drop. Don't drop any of those guys. Drop Kamani Vidal. You can drop Kamani Vidal.
Yeah, I mean, look, if Gus is coming back, then I guess. But I'm not dropping Kimani Vidal just to pick up Yoshi.
Yeah, well, especially if you're not even playing him. So no, start Mooney. You're good. Tyler, what's up, Tyler? In the 0.7 PPR league, he's 6-3. Got offered Kyron and Hawkinson for Zay, Connor, and Love.
I mean, you already have Lamar, so who really cares about Love? This is basically Zay and Connor for Kyron and Hawk. I think you have to take this. And so then you're going to have Kyron and James Cook. You're still going to be stacked at wide receiver, or pretty stacked. You're still going to have a stud QB. I think you got to take this for the running back upgrade.
Yeah, and I figure, look, I know Ferguson not looking as enticing right now with Dak Prescott on IR and the team free falling, but you're not doing this to get Hawkinson. That's probably not even much of a consideration. I know it's not for you. Yeah, it might be worth it to get Kyron. You upgrade at running back. I like if Hawkinson winds up being really good down the stretch. Bonus. Jim Slim. Yep, all is well. Thanks for saying that. Who should I start at wide receiver 2, BTJ Downs or D-Hop?
I think I'm going Brian Thomas here. He just has the better matchup against the Vikings. Remember, DeAndre Hopkins gets the Broncos this week. I know Zay Flowers just laughed at the Surtain shadow. I'm not sure D-Hop can do the same. I think BTJ could bounce back this week against the Vikings. I'm going BTJ.
Like, we look at all the stats and the matchup and everything. It should be BTJ here. The one thing I will say is today he was listed on the injury report as far as practice. I think it was limited practice. Trevor Lawrence was also listed. They had a lot of guys listed, offensive linemen. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to just be patient. At least I'm going to try. Wait until Friday and see what happens. If he's still on the injury report, he's still questionable going into the game. Yeah, I'm going to be out because obviously his injury from last week, the chest injury, it must have affected him because he was barely targeted. I mean, he still got open, but I don't know. Lawrence just wasn't looking his way. Lawrence does, not doing much other than running in touchdowns to vulture his own teammates. So I think it should be BTJ, but let's wait and see how healthy this team is. Oh, and then also Chase Brown, Chuba, or you can't start Brooks.
No, I can't start Brooks. Let's go Chase Brown here. I know he's got the tough matchup against the Ravens, but he should be locked into a major role here. He's in the better offense, gives him more touchdown upside. I'm going to go Chase Brown.
Yeah, go Chase Brown here. Benny, what's up? Benny Black. 8-1. Very nice. And top point score.
Very nice.
Love it. All right. Lamar, Tracy, Tank Flowers, Hill, London, Harrison Gesicki. Which wide receiver would you offer for James Cook, CMC, Kamara, or Mixon?
Okay, I think we can kind of probably put CMC, Kamara, Mixon in very similar bucket. Meaning,
yeah.
I don't even know if you have a wide receiver worth offering. Maybe Drake London, but I don't think anybody's taking Drake London for those guys, honestly. Maybe Tyreek Hill. Maybe Tyreek Hill could get you those guys, but that's a definite maybe there. It's a definite maybe because Tyreek Hill has not been great the last 2 games with Tua, and people are getting nervous. So I don't really know. Like, if you're going to go after CMC, Kamara, or Mixon, you're going to have to do a 2-for-1 probably. you're going to have to do like.
Oh. And he added some context here. This is, I guess, his whoever he's trading with. His best receivers are Devontae Smith, Myers, Reed, Thielen, Lockett, and so basically he needs receivers. Hey, Devontae Smith popped up in the injury report with a hamstring too, just for what it's worth.
I mean, maybe you could get one of those guys for Drake London. Can we pull up his original question? Yeah. Maybe you could get one of those guys for Drake London. I definitely think you could get James Cook for like Zay Flowers.
Well, he said he's offered Harrison for Cook. I mean, I would take Cook.
Yeah. I mean, look, if he'll take Harrison for Cook, take it and run. But I don't think anybody's, I mean, unless this guy's not paying attention, which is possible, but he's 6-3, so he's probably paying attention. Like, we've all seen how frustrating Marvin Harrison has been. But I don't think people want Marvin Harrison right now. So you can offer it, but I'm guessing, like, you know, he's gonna say no. But I think if you offered Flowers, you could almost certainly get James Cook.
Yeah, you never know what people are thinking. If you can take Cook for Harrison, yeah, I would do that. If not, I think Flowers for Cook is still fair. I don't know. What would he take for CMC? I really doubt he would. It would have to be like Hill,
yeah,
and London. I don't know. And then it's like, is it worth it? So at least you got Tracy. Yeah, try that. Try that, see if it works. Gabriel, good evening. Needs a little lineup help. All right, but just a little. One running back, one flex in the tight end. B-Rob, Chase Mooney, Jennings, Kincaid, Gesicki. Well, you got to play Gesicki. We already established that. What about the running back and the flex?
Yeah, definitely Gesicki at tight end. I only see one. Oh, B-Rob or Chase Brown? Is that Chase Brown? I assume not Jamar Chase, I guess.
Yeah, probably.
All right, I'm going Chase Brown. Let's just go all Bengals. Chase Brown and Gesicki. Chase, Mooney, Jennings. Ooh, this is tough. It's half PPR. I'll say if Drake London is completely out, and it does sound like he's trending towards playing, but if he's completely out, I'll go Mooney. But if Drake London plays, I might go Jennings.
Yeah, it's funny. He said too many players that we like in our videos. We haven't dropped the Booms video, and guess what? We're talking about Jennings there. So we're going to conflict you even more. I mean, Mooney is just rock solid, but I think Jennings has the higher ceiling. I don't mind chasing that in half PPR. So I agree with that. If London is out, I'll go Mooney. If London plays, you can go Jennings. But definitely Gesicki and Chase. Abimanu, welcome back. Here we go. Can we be this low on Waddle to put in Taysom Hill over him at the flex? Or are you that high on Taysom Hill this week?
Why is this even a decision? And I have Jalen Waddle. Like, I was too high on Jalen Waddle this year, obviously. Why is this even a decision?
You gotta hate it. Taysom, it's going to be, let me see, the backup running back, the number 2 tight end, the number probably 1 receiver. Like, what else is he not going to be? The backup quarterback.
I don't know. If it's me, I'm going Jalen Waddle here, but I don't feel great about it.
Yeah, I would put Waddle in too. I feel like he should be viable this week. Yeah, let's go Waddle. Hope for the best. Dustin Forsberg starts it in full 12 team, 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 2 receiver, tight end, and a flex. Herbert, Achane, Tracy Mostert, Singletary, Amari Lamb, Pop Pittman, Tolbert, Mike Will, Berg, Pitts.
All right. Pitts at tight end for sure against the Saints. Achane and Tracy at running back. man. Lamb. Oh man, what are these? Who are these wide receivers, Dustin? Lamb and
insert streamer here that you're going to pick up off the waiver wire.
I guess Pittman. Is Amari even playing this week? I can't play Pop. I can't play Mike Williams. I can't play Tolbert with Cooper Rush. I mean, your only real options here are Amari Cooper, Lamb, and Pittman. And you got to pick two. So I'll just say Lamb and Pittman right now. Let's see if Amari plays. And then I guess I flex Mostert.
Oh, yeah. I forgot we need a flex. I would say if Amari plays with this group, I would play him. If he plays.
I hope, Dustin, I hope you got some guys on bye this week.
Yeah, like Pittman. I don't really want to start Pittman this week. I don't really want to start Pop this week. Can we start Mostert this week? I don't even know who I would flex. Let's see. Patriots get who? Patriots get the Bears. Man.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Let's flex Mostert. Okay, so Leo needs a tight end to trade Sutton for Andrews.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, Komet's not great. You know, he'll have some spike weeks here and there. I don't know. I think maybe if Sutton's like your fifth receiver, like you really don't need him, maybe, but probably not.
Yeah.
Just hate to trade for like a borderline, like, you know, not for sure every week you're going to start tight ends. I think Andrews has kind of gotten back there, but now Deontay Johnson's in the mix. It's just a little tougher. So,
yeah, Andrews isn't the type of tight end that, like, I just feel like I can stream and be fine at tight end. Like, I don't think Andrews is going to be the guy who, like, a game changer at tight end.
Right. I think that's the best way to put it. It's not like he gives you a significant advantage at the position. Like, oh, you got Andrews, you know. Like, he's good. Although you did say it isn't likely out this week.
Yes, likely is out, so maybe it'll be a nice Andrews game this week. But, I mean, are you making this trade just for this week?
Well, no.
But it still might not even be a nice Andrews game this week. We don't know.
This is true. Yeah, probably not unless Sutton is completely disposable for your team. Dustin also has another one here. This is a 10-teamer, needs one quarterback. Okay, you got Hurts. Got two running backs, two receivers, a tight end, and a flex.
All right, you're going to go Barkley Kamara, obviously. I'm going to assume that's Jamar Chase this time, please, hopefully. So I'm going to go Chase and Mooney at wide receiver. What do we need? Two running backs, two receiver, and a flex?
A tight end and a flex. All I see is Auden, so I guess just a flex.
Well, okay. Well, Chase and Nico at wide receiver if he plays with Mooney at the flex. If Nico's out, I'll go Chase Mooney with Ramondre at the flex.
There you go. Yeah, easy. Not too many options here. This is an interesting one.
Much better team there.
Yeah. That's a 10-teamer. That's why. Hustlin' Bruce. Got a dynasty proposition. Do I trade Drake May for Trey Benson, Pacheco, 2026 first, Aaron Rodgers?
Who's Travis Jordan? Is that a defensive player or something?
Oh no. And well, here's the other thing: is this super flex? That's important. It's not super flex.
Travis Jordan is a quarterback for the Jets.
Wait, isn't it Jordan Travis? Jordan Travis.
Yeah, Jordan Travis.
Yeah, he was the guy from Florida State who's never going to make it in the pros. But anyways, let's just ignore that. Benson, Pacheco, a first, and then for some reason both Jets quarterbacks.
I think this comes down to if it's super flex or not. If it's not super flex, sure, give me the package. But if it's super flex, do I really want to trade away Drake May for a first 2 years from now? You don't know where that first is going to be. An injured running back and a rookie running back who is stuck behind James Conner right now. If it's super flex, I'm holding Drake May here. If it's single QB, yeah, give me the package.
Agree. Yeah, if it's a 1 QB league, take the package. If it's super flex, then don't. Trone. Here's the team. He basically is asking trade Jason and Madison for Josh Jacobs.
Yes. I mean, Madison doesn't even count anymore. It wouldn't even shock me if Zamir White starts taking over this backfield again. So this is basically JSN for Jacobs. Go JSN or get Jacobs. Get Jacobs.
Yeah, that'd be so fitting, right? All of a sudden now Zamir White starts going off. Although my best ball teams would like that. I'm not going to count on that happening. But yeah, we'll do this. Get Josh Jacobs here. Ross Wong. Thank you, Ross. Got an offer to get Bijan and Olave, who as of right now is doubtful, but he's consulting specialists. I mean, probably going to be an IR stint. Let's just be serious. Okay, so Bijan and Olave for Pollard and Chase Brown.
I take this just to get Bijan, honestly.
Yes.
And if Olave comes back and plays for me, that's just a bonus. But just give me Bijan.
Yes. And then you got Bijan, got Ramondre, the RB2. That's fine. I think that's solid. Chase, Nico. I mean, look, Olave, you really don't need him. You got Chase, you got Nico coming back, you got Puka, you got Devontae. Yeah. Do this deal. Definitely do this deal. Is that Davis Allen at tight end? No. Just kidding. Yeah, do this deal. JD Rummer. Let's see. Here we go. Probably Jay Drummer. Gesicki or Ingram?
Oh man, this is. I think I still have to go Ingram here, but I will say this is close. This is close, but I mean Ingram still got 10 targets last week. He had 3 drops. He could have had a much bigger game, and that was against the Eagles, one of the best against tight ends. I'm gonna go Ingram, but this is close.
I think I gotta go Gesicki. I'm not just assuming he's getting 100 yards, 2 touchdowns, whatever, but I just have to start him. Ingram, like I said, I've got a little bit concerned. This Jags offense just not good. I mean, we already knew the defense was horrible, but just the thought of seeing Mac Jones back there trying to throw it to Evan Ingram makes me think I wish I would have started Gesicki. So I know. I got to start Gesicki. I'm going Gesicki. Drop QJ for Jennings.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Definitely do that.
Definitely. All right, Sir Boomer. Welcome back. No tight end streaming questions. Okay. 1 receiver, 1 flex, assuming Nico sits. Being, I guess, a half glass empty. Okay. If Nico doesn't play, Ladd, Downs, Deontay, Cooper, Bucky.
I guess Ladd and Downs. Don't feel great about Ladd this week. Obviously can't feel good about Downs, but I mean I don't feel good about Cooper. Last time we saw Cooper, he had 2 targets on 23 routes. Like Bucky, not a great spot for Bucky again. Deontay, I can't put him in lineups yet. Ladd and Downs.
Yeah, it's not as good of a matchup for Ladd, but he's still getting targets. He's still solid. He's your boy. You play Ladd. Yeah, Ladd and Downs. Jason Joel El Kangri. What quarterback, Burrow or Daniels?
Man, I really want to start Burrow this week, but I think I still got to go Daniels for that rushing ability.
It's so tough to bench Burrow with that Ravens defense, but It's tough to bench Daniels, period, ever. So I know. It's going to be hard to sit Burrow after he just threw 5 touchdowns and gets the Ravens, but I think JD, you got JD, you start JD. All right, Ross Wong, another one. Pick a running back in 2 flex: Stevenson, Puka, Devonta, and Pollard. Who sits?
Well, Pollard's going to be my running back, and I'm gonna start Puka and Devonta Smith. So Stevenson sits.
Right. So Stevenson sits. Just be on the lookout. I know it's still early in the week, but right now Devonta Smith did not practice today. They said it's a hamstring. You know how that goes. So just keep an eye on here. If Devonta is out or limited, then you might have to pivot. All right, Tyler Sperry has Downs, Dell, and Gesicki. Is it time to flex a tight end?
I don't think I could flex him over Dell. I might flex him over Downs, honestly. Just don't even want to have to deal with the Flacco fiasco. But Dell, this isn't a bad spot for Dell at all against this Lions secondary. So I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna play Dell over Gesicki.
Yeah, very tempting to flex Gesicki, but I think Tank Dell still getting so many targets. Tank Dell did not flop last week. He actually had quite a bit of yardage. It's a good matchup. You got to go Dell. Ditker, 89. Not Ditka, Ditker. I am contemplating trading Najee Harris straight up for Amari Cooper. What do you think? Good idea?
I don't think I'm doing that. I think I'm keeping Najee Harris. Najee Harris, 3 straight 100-yard games. Amari Cooper, I mean, again, he got 2 targets on 23 routes. He got less targets than Dawson Knox the last time Amari Cooper played. I mean, maybe it'll happen for Amari, but I'm just taking Najee right now.
Yeah, I agree. Najee's been solid. He's been really good, and even though running backs aren't as valuable, I guess, as last year, because it's the receivers getting hurt. Yeah, you still want this guy who's basically been a bell cow. So just keep Najee. All right, Benny Black with another one. 12 team. This team's 6-3. Still pretty good. Lamar, Etienne, Tracy, Puka, Wilson, Ferg, Flexen, BTJ, and Tank. Ramondre, Juwan Jennings, and thoughts on this team winning it all. So who's the flex here?
I think I got to go Dell.
Yeah, that's what I'm leaning.
I mean, I like Jennings, but I don't think I could put Jennings over Dell. Especially if Nico doesn't play. This team definitely could win the championship. It's a 12-teamer, and you got Achane and Tracy with Puka and Garrett Wilson. And then BTJ, Dell, Ramondre, and Jennings are just your flexes. But Lamar, yeah, this team could definitely take home the championship. That's a good team, Benny. Well done.
Yeah, I thought about that because we were talking about advanced race and all that, for underdog and, who are the league winners. It's been the early running backs, go figure. But I really was thinking about this. Tyrone Tracy could be that guy that hardly anybody drafted that winds up being a league winner if he keeps doing, what he has done. He could do it this week. So, anyways, yeah, I would flex Tank Dell, and you do have a very good shot here. By the way, speaking of Tank Dell, Tyler actually said he needs 2. So I guess we could say Dell and Gesicki.
Yeah, I'll put Gesicki in over Downs.
Yeah, but it's funny also because here's the Tank Dell slander. If Collins comes back, Dell will do nothing.
Nothing. Last week, Dell's going to do nothing. Everybody said 2 points. What, didn't somebody say 2 points? He'll get 2 points?
2 points. 2 points.
Dell will do more than nothing.
Even if Nico plays, I think he'll do something. All right, Nathan Miller. How's it going? Trade McBride and Downs for Tyrone Tracy.
Man.
Maybe he's the league winner. I mean, if you do this, you really better hope he's a league winner.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to keep McBride and Downs.
I don't feel like you should need to give up a guy like McBride to get Tracy.
Right.
I mean, again, I know that's not like McBride has been totally smashing because he's not scoring touchdowns, but still, feel like you could package somebody else here. I don't know. I don't mind trading for Tracy, but you really should still be able to buy pretty low. He's coming off a kind of a mediocre game last week, anyways. What about CeeDee Lamb? Brian Lopez wants to know: is it time to panic trade? Get out while you can.
It's never time to panic trade somebody, because panic trade means you're not getting fair value for them. But I will say, I'm okay trying to trade away CeeDee Lamb right now if you can get a decent player in return. Because the word on Dak Prescott is I'm not a doctor, but it's an avulsion strain where the hamstring tore off the bone, and that takes more than 4 weeks. So if you think about, let's say it takes 5 weeks for it to heal, and they go 0-5 with Cooper Rush. What are they, 3-10? Why? What are they bringing Dak back for the last 4 games to try to go 7-10? Like, they might just shut him down at that point. So yeah, we might be looking at Cooper Rush rest of the season, sadly.
Yeah. We might be saying goodbye to CeeDee Lamb, overall wide receiver 1, like we thought we were going to get, and we got last year. So you can trade him, but again, don't sell low, so to speak. George Brennan. Okay, couple of things here. First of all, comment below. You're welcome in advance. He's saying he has, besides CeeDee, a lot of players who aren't playing at wide receiver.
Right.
Needs a long shot flex. All right. Is it Jalen Tolbert with Cooper Rush? Is it Ray McLeod, potentially without Drake London?
Maybe.
Is it Yoshi? Is it Noah Brown? Cedric Wilson? No. Mason Tipton? Also Noah Brown or Jalen McMillan?
I'm going to say it's McLeod. And it might be McLeod for me no matter what out of these guys. Just simply because it's not only is it the Saints, but the Saints also give up the 9th most points to slot receivers, and Raymond McLeod is in the slot almost half the time. I think he's probably the one I gamble on here.
Yep, I agree. I think, again, you say this week you got to take advantage of that Saints matchup and go McLeod. If it was a stash or whatever long term, I'd prefer Noah Brown, but this week, just go Ray. Don Groipi. Pick a defense: Lions, Rams, Niners, Texans.
All right, let's see. Lions against the Texans, Texans against the Lions. I'm going to say no to those.
Rams get the Dolphins.
49ers get the Bucks. Geez. I guess just the 49ers. One thing about Baker Mayfield is he will turn the ball over.
Right.
And they have the best defense. I guess the 49ers.
Yeah, go the 49ers here. Don't think Mike Evans is coming back this week, so it's still a pretty good matchup. Hilo, Kyron for Jacobs and McLaurin.
Ooh. Kind of think you have to take Jacobs and McLaurin here.
Yeah, if this was, I don't want to say Saquon Barkley because that's a little too high now, but like Derrick Henry for Jacobs and McLaurin, I'd be like, maybe not. But I think in this case, I'll go Jacobs and McLaurin.
Yeah, I think you got to take him.
And then he also wants to know, picking up Russ for Caleb.
I mean, I'd probably start Russ over Caleb. He's not my favorite option this week, but if he's all you got, go for it.
Yeah, Caleb is droppable until we see some significant improvement in that offense. So sure, you can pick up pretty much any quarterback right now instead of Caleb. So sure. Big Gucci wants to know Otten, who's been steamrolling, or Kasicki, who's also been rolling.
I think you got to continue rolling with Otten here, though. I know Gesicki is tempting, but I mean, how do you bench Cade Otten right now? Not even possible to bench Cade Otten right now.
Yeah, I don't think so. Really want to put Gesicki in there, but Auden is one of the few guys we now have as a must-start tight end, right? I'm not going to put Gesicki over Kittle, over Auden now. Who else? I guess McBride.
Kelsey.
Yeah.
Over Kelsey.
Yeah. You just have to start Auden. He's getting so many targets. Go figure. Kate Auden, league winner. It's a real thing. It's happening. But we'll see when Evans comes back. That will be the true test.
Yes.
It's sustainable. All right. Andrea is here. Welcome as always.
What's up?
Brian Thomas or London if he plays?
Definitely London if he plays. London plays. It's the Saints. Get London in all lineups this week.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Let's get to John Wickering. Welcome back, John. Full PPR, Hurts, Cooks, JT, Lamb, Neighbors, Auden, Stevenson, Philly, Boswell, and then there's the bench. Any changes in the lineup? Anybody droppable? Maybe. I mean, I think there's a good waiver wire pickup out there. I mean, I don't know. You got Auden. Maybe you can drop Kincaid.
Yeah, Kincaid's pretty close to droppable right now. If there's a good option, don't drop him for just, whatever. I'm debating D-Hop over Stevenson, but at your flex. But you got I don't think it's like I don't feel strongly about it. You got Stevenson in there. Let's just leave Stevenson in there. I still can't go D-Hop over Lamb, even with Cooper Rush. So, yeah, Cooks JT for sure. Lamb Neighbor for sure. Auden, of course, for sure. Hurts for sure. It's just between Stevenson and D-Hop. But, again, I don't have a strong opinion there. So, you got Stevenson in. Like, he's been scoring. Let's just roll with Stevenson, I guess.
Yeah, it's just it's tough. Really tough matchup for D-Hop this week. Yeah, I think it's fine. And again, if you have a pretty good player, like I don't know, like say Juwan Jennings is out there, somebody you can drop Kincaid. 9-ball Bori needs a flex between Odunze, Worthy, Pop, Quentin Johnson, or Ray McLeod.
I think I did. Did I go Dunze?
Yeah. I mean, to me, this group of Dunze kind of stands out as one guy who actually has big upside. I know Quentin Johnson a couple of times had big whatever, but I don't think that's sustainable. I would say Odunze here. I mean, Worthy, there's no justifiable way to start Worthy. Like go River and Cloud before you start Worthy.
Yeah, I guess Odunze has the most upside.
There you go. And look, these are your choices. Yeah, go Odunze. Cody. Juche Tyreek Hill for CeeDee Lamb.
No, I'll keep Tyreek Hill. I'm not trading for CeeDee Lamb. Not trading for CeeDee. Unless somebody's going to give him to me for cheap. Like if somebody's panic trading, I'm like, okay, I'll take him on the cheap, see what he can do. But I'm not trading. I'd rather gamble on Tyreek. He at least still has Tua.
There you go. Speaking of Tyreek Hill, Rico Vargas. This is just funny. Are we flexing Tyreek Hill or Tyrone Tracy? No offense, Rico. It's funny that this is a legitimate question. Guy who nobody drafted anywhere knew anything about versus, the 1-1 in some leagues.
Yeah, I'm still going Tyreek Hill. It's a great matchup this week against the Rams. JSN just went for 180 yards and 2 touchdowns against him. Even Tyler Lockett had a touch. Like, this is too good of a spot. Like, if Tyreek Hill busts this week, or just, I shouldn't say bust, but if he's only going to give us like 12 or 13 fantasy points this week again, then okay. We can start having the conversation about Tyreek Hill. But this week, this should be a smash.
Right. This week, you still need to start Hill. I don't know who else you have at running back. Tracy might be better than whoever you got at RB2, but that depends. But yeah. The Argonite, 1, 2, 3, 4. Mixon, Jones, Dobbins, Tracy, bench one. Ugh.
I think you got to bench Dobbins. I know Dobbins has been good, and I don't think Dobbins is going to be terrible this week, but I don't think I can bench yet. You can't bench Mixon. Mixon is unbenchable. Jones, I know, hasn't been as good as Dobbins, but man, the usage is there for Aaron Jones, and it's a great matchup. It's going to happen. He's going to have a huge game at some point. It could be this week. Tracy gets the Panthers, so I'm benching Dobbins.
Yeah, I hate to bench any of these guys, but we got both Tracy and Jones as potentially going off this week. So there you go. Bench Dobbins. It's been a minute. Too Rich and Bree TV. Welcome back.
All right.
So in Superflex, if you got Mahomes and Kyler, would you trade Tua to get a running back like Cook?
Only if you're desperate at running back, because what happened? Like, look, we saw on Monday night. What if that injury to Mahomes was serious and he was out for the season or out for like 5 or 6 weeks? It's never a bad thing to have, 3 quarterbacks in Superflex. But that being said, like if you're starting, if you're running backs, it's like maybe you have a good RB1, but your RB2 is like, Rico Dowdle, Tank Bigsby, Zamir White, guys like that. Okay, then I might go get James Cook. But if you're solid at running back, I'm not doing this.
2 quarterbacks is never just enough or good enough for Superflex, because not just for bodies, injuries happen. Quarterback is a position unlike running back where if a guy goes down, you don't just say, "Oh, let me get his backup and plug and play." No, you don't want to do that. Who even is Kansas City? Is it Chad Henne still? Like, who do they even have as the backup?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm not picking.
I'm
not starting them.
It doesn't matter. You don't want to start him, whoever it is. So no, I'm going to hold on to Tua here. You got to be really desperate at running back to do this. What about Coltrane Padawan?
All right.
I don't know if that's like a jazz reference and a Star Wars reference put together.
Maybe
with a Kermit logo. Is that Kermit?
That's the Kermit gif or meme where he like commits suicide off the roof.
He's jumping off the building. Yeah,
jumping off the building. Yeah.
Okay. League of 6 people. All right,
a 6-teamer. Wow.
Cousins and Mayfield. All right, the 2 receivers, a flex, and 2 running backs, and a tight end kicker. Have CMC, Nico, Brees, Debo, Lamb, Otten, Ingram, Kenneth Walker, Tank Dell, and Devontae Adams.
Okay, let's go Cousins this week. I feel like you should have a better QB in a 6-teamer, but not sure what happened here. Maybe you drafted Anthony Richardson. At wide receiver, I will say Nico if he plays and Debo. If Nico doesn't play, then Debo and Lamb. Running backs will be CMC and Brees Hall, assuming CMC plays. If he doesn't play, it'll be Brees Hall. Where's your other running backs?
Got Kenneth Walker,
who's on a bye this week,
who's not playing.
All right, well, let's hope CMC plays. Oh boy, how did we get here, Coltrane? This is a 6-teamer. There's got to be some good running backs on the waiver wire. It's a 6-teamer.
Yeah.
Okay, CMC Brees. Let's hope CMC plays. Obviously, if Nico plays, you're flexing Lamb. If Nico doesn't play, I guess you're flexing Tank, or maybe Adams over. I actually like Adams this week. Let me see.
Do I? Two running backs, 2 receivers, and a flex.
I'll say, if Nico's out, I'll flex Dell because that gives Dell a huge bump, as we saw last week.
True.
So I'll flex Nico, Tank Dell. Okay, so CMC Brees at running back, Cousins at QB, Nico Debo at wide receiver with Lamb at flex. If Nico doesn't play, Debo, Lamb at wide receiver with Tank at flex, Otten at tight end.
Couldn't have said it better myself. There you go. I agree. I agree with all that. Scuba Steve. Thank you. Appreciate that. Hurting at receiver have Hill, Jacoby, and Olave. Yeah. Got offered Shakir and Mooney for the Cheetah. I don't think that's enough.
Not enough. Not enough. This is like, okay, sure, it helps your depth, but it really hurts your upside. I know you need help because Olave is out, but don't get fleeced. Don't get fleeced.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Jacoby not going to help you this week, but you can stream, you can get by. I mean, obviously, check the waiver wire video, check your waivers, and see who's out there. Somebody can get you by because you're getting. I mean, realistically, wide receiver 3, right? Fantasy wide receiver 3 types. Maybe Mooney is kind of like a borderline wide receiver 2. Yeah, no, it's not enough. You're getting quantity over quality. Let's speaking of quantity, let's do some more. Let's do a rapid fire, call it the lightning round. Some of the non-super chats. Make sure we answer a lot of questions. Let's start, speaking of rapid fire, with the Tybo master, Billy Blanks. All right. We're going Taysom or Gesicki.
I'm going Gesicki.
Yes. Gotta go Gesicki here. Kevin, Yoshi or D-Rob?
This is actually a fair question now. I'd probably go D-Rob, but I feel like I might just be chasing points here.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but with Yoshi, you're chasing like not much of anything. You know what I mean? It's like a touchdown or bust, and D-Rob can get touchdowns. I would go D-Rob. Lift to eat. Stafford or Tua in that matchup.
I think I like, let me verify, but I think I like Tua a bit more. The Rams defense has been playing better, but the Dolphins secondary has been playing really well. I think I'm going to go Tua here.
Should be a better game for Tua. Let's go Tua. What about this one? It's a trade question. Supreme High. Would you trade Bowers for DK if you have Kelsey?
Definitely do this.
Yes. Chico 410. Drop Madison for Khalil Herbert.
Yeah, that's fine. You can drop Madison. Yeah, he's droppable now.
Sure. Why not? At least you got a high-end handcuff, I suppose. Let's get to Matthew Temple. D-Hop for Rashad White.
Yeah, give me D-Hop. Definitely give me D-Hop. I know wide receivers have the injury bug this year, and like D-Hop, he's old, and he's on the Chiefs, who seem to have the biggest wide receiver injury bug of any team this year. So they may just be cursed, but at the same time, if not, D-Hop's going to be better than Rashad White almost certainly.
Yeah, that's funny. I wonder if he's saying this. Are you getting D-Hop, or are you giving up his? Or you're like trying to get out of D-Hop before he gets hurt? You're like, just get rid of him. Take D-Hop side. Jim Leichman, 10-teamer, needs one running back out of Chase Brown, B-Rob, or Rico.
I think it's still got to be Chase Brown, even against the Ravens, even with Khalil Herbert sprinkled in. It's still got to be Chase Brown.
Yeah, normally I might go with Robinson, but it's a bad matchup for him. Who knows if he's really 100%? I don't want to risk it here. Let's go Chase Brown. One receiver out of Sutton, Harrison, or D-Hop, and then we need a flex from all of those.
I think I'm going D-Hop and Brian Robinson if he plays. Although maybe... Yeah, probably D-Hop and Brian Robinson. If Brian Robinson sits again, then I'll go D-Hop and Harrison.
Yeah, this week, as good as he's been this week, I don't want to play Sutton. I really don't want to play Harrison this week either, honestly. So I would say D-Hop at receiver. I might just flex. I don't know. I might just flex Brian Robinson and look for a touchdown, honestly. Lander Aramendi. In the 10-teamer, have Nico and CD, Jones and Bucky. Do I trade CD and Bucky for Cup and Chase Brown? Or at least try. Or just start Bucky and pray. Doesn't sound like a good
option. I mean, if you can't do the trade, then you got to do what you got to do. But if you can get Cup and Chase Brown for CD and Bucky, definitely do it.
Yes. Yeah, that definitely is worth doing. Try it. Not guaranteed. You never know until you try. So I like this question. This is a legit question. Slightly certified. What's the proper etiquette to set a legal lineup while tanking?
I assume this is Dynasty. I always still try to set my best lineup even when I'm tanking. Maybe that's just me though. But I'll say at a minimum, if you have a healthy body, play the healthy body. Don't put I don't think it's right when a team even if the healthy body is, Izzy Abaconda as your running back. Abanaconda, right? Maybe he's your only healthy running back. Play him. Okay, he'll get 0, but play him. Don't leave Isaiah Pacheco in your lineup every week getting, a guaranteed 0. If you have healthy bodies, play them. And at the same time, you should still try to set your best lineup just for the competitive advantage of the league. You know what I mean? Because otherwise you're just giving everybody a free win every week, and nobody wants that.
Yeah. So here's the do nots, or you definitely shouldn't do, is a guy who's on bye, putting him in your lineup. No, everyone's going to immediately see that, and then that's going to, cause just a bunch of unnecessary drama. A guy who's obviously hurt. Now, I will say what you could do is if a guy's questionable and maybe he's a game time decision, or even if it went up to Sunday or Saturday, you leave him in there and you're like, I don't know. I thought he might play, and then I didn't change my lineup in time. You could get away with that. I think that's okay if he was legitimately questionable. But if you do that too much, then you're going to get caught too. So you could do that. Again, pick guys who are okay, I'm going to roll the dice here. I'm going to take a chance on, I don't know. Let me see. It's not going to be any guys that we talk about in our videos probably. But let's see. Okay, so if Nico is not playing, you know what? I think John Mechie, this is it. This could be a John Mechie week. Maybe he steps up. You put John Mechie in your lineup. Oh, man, no points. Darn. You could do stuff like that. A guy who you think has upside. But don't put injured guys in there. Don't put, guys on bye. Just nobodies. Don't put, Tom Brady as your quarterback and Aaron Hernandez as your tight end. Don't do stuff like that. Because then it's not going to end well.
Aaron Hernandez. I mean, hopefully you're not rostering Aaron Hernandez, but you never know.
Right. All right. Good question, though. Isaiah Drexler, Hunt, Chase Brown.
It's a close one this week. I think I'm going to give Chase Brown the edge, though, because for the pass catching. That's a weird thing about Kareem Hunt with this Chiefs team. He's not catching any passes. One catch, which was kind of like his bread and butter his whole career. It's weird. Chase Brown, more pass catching upside. I'm going to go Chase Brown. Close one, though.
It is really weird, and I get that it's a different iteration of this offense slightly, but he went from a guy who, like you said, was like mainly like a pass catching back and like a shifty back. Now he's like a between the tackles runner. He's like the goal line back. Like, did he gain 50 pounds or something? Like, what? What's
I
going on
mean,
here?
yeah, he looks like he might have actually.
Yeah, he's only halfway to Eddie Lacy. I don't think he's there yet, but
No.
he always has touchdown upside. But I think Chase Brown does too. So let's go. If it's full PPR, let's go Chase Brown. Doug Fenton has Tillman and Dobbs on the bench, right? Because it buys. Would you grab Jameson, Addison, or Jennings?
Well, I'll grab Jennings because I like him the most this week. I'm assuming you're saying this because you need somebody this week since Tillman and Dobbs are on the bench, or are you saying like drop one of these guys?
Well, he said rest of season, which is interesting. I don't think you can't drop Tillman.
You can't drop Tillman, but I think you could probably drop Dobbs. Like if Jameson, Addison, and Jennings are on the waiver wire, you can probably safely drop Dobbs.
Well, yeah. If those kind of receivers are out there, probably nobody's picking up Dobbs.
And I think I am going to go Jennings. I like Jennings' role in this offense. I like the fact he has Brock Purdy. Going to go Jennings.
Agree. Go get Jennings for Dobbs. Don't know who you got starting. You can start Jennings. Great spot, but only if you need to. And then JCR Melts, what's up? Needs a flex in half PPR, Waddle or JMO?
I think I'm still going Waddle here.
Both are pretty boom bust. I did say early in the week something about Jameson Williams. Like, it's not a great spot for him, but I took a second look and, diving a little deeper into the analytics today because I had time. Actually, is not a bad spot for him because if I recall, Chris, correct me if I'm wrong, you look at all the numbers too. The Texans are actually not that great against receivers. They've given up a lot of yardage, especially to outside receivers, but he's still boom bust, right?
He's still boom bust. And the thing that worries me about him, you talk about diving in, his yards per route run against man this year is 4.79, which might be the highest or one of the highest. Maybe not. I think AJ Brown, maybe top 5. But versus zone 1.58, which is one of the lowest. And Houston only plays man 30% of the time. Now maybe he could take advantage of one of those. But yeah, very boom bust.
Right. And Waddle, I know, like when did he boom last? He hasn't, but could happen this week. So I'll give the edge to Waddle. And then we got another one from Coltrane Padawan.
All right.
Want to send my friend an offer. Got HN, B-Rob, Kamara, and Jonathan Taylor. Yes, those are all elite. What is a good trade if I'm offering Garrett Wilson?
Well, I don't think you're getting Achane. I definitely don't think you're getting Bijan. I don't think you're getting Kamara. I think Garrett Wilson is probably, I think Jonathan Taylor is probably, you can ask for Kamara, you can ask for Bijan, you can ask for Achane, but my guess is JT is the one you're going to get.
You never know. You never know. But I would say if you can get any of those guys straight up for Garrett Wilson, just take any of them. Probably the one you're most likely to get is JT, though. You might need to add something else, like a little minor piece or something, and if so, that's fine. Let's go on to. Okay, you know what? Let's do this. Nocturnal Gaming. I'm talking about Keaton Mitchell. Wants to know if he's a worthy stash. You got King Henry. I think it's pretty clear now. He is a cyborg. He's not human.
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it.
Yeah.
Let's.
You stash Keaton?
No, I'm not stashing Keaton. If I don't even if Derrick Henry decided to stop playing football right this second, he's like, I've done all I can do. I'm over it. I've done all I can do. I'm walking away from the game right in the middle of the season. Is Keaton Mitchell getting the run No, he's not. He's coming off ACL. Like, yeah. And this is like ACL. This is the worst kind of injury for a guy like Keaton Mitchell. A shifty back like that with ACL. No, I'm not stashing Keaton Mitchell.
He's worth a stash in a deep dynasty league.
Sure.
Redraft, no. Mike N. All right, which defense? Bengals against the Ravens? No. Giants?
Yeah, let's go Giants against Bryce.
Against the Panthers.
It's got to be. Go Giants against Bryce. Giants actually defense has not been bad this year.
No, they've been solid, but yeah, it's the Panthers. Azzy boy, is it finally time to let CJ Stroud go? Have Baker as my starter. Someone drop Bo Nix. Goff is available.
I mean, if I don't want to start Bo Nix, but if Goff is out there and if you're not going to start Stroud this week, you can let him go if there's somebody worth picking up.
Yep, definitely someone down there said they dropped CJ to get Goff. Yeah, why not? Goff has been better. You can do this. Already said last week you could let Stroud go before the game against the Jets. Sure enough, no regrets there. Yep, let him go. And it was Cassie 420. 2 receivers, 1 flex. Hill, Puka, London Neighbors with D Hop and Hubbard.
Okay. All right, I think you got to go. Oh man. I like Neighbors a lot this week. I mean, you can cross out the last 2.
Yeah.
Easy. I think if everybody plays, I'm still going Hill, Puka, London, and just having to deal with the pain of Neighbors on my bench. But of course, if London doesn't play, then put Neighbors in there.
Yeah, it's tough to sit one of those first few. I think I would rank them. And if London is good to go against the Saints, I mean, he's probably number 1, isn't he?
I don't know if he's number 1, but he's in my lineup.
Michael London 1, Puka 2. Hill or Neighbors? Neighbors or Hill? Might go Neighbors. Josh Nelson needs 2 receivers in the flex. Terry, Garrett Wilson, Jennings, Chase Brown, Monty, Harrison.
I think you got to play Terry and Garrett Wilson. It's between Jennings and Chase Brown. And what have we heard about? The problem is Chase Brown plays tomorrow. What have we heard about Juwan Jennings? Does it sound good? Like really good for him?
I haven't necessarily heard anything this week update-wise for Jennings, but I know a week ago Shanahan said that after the bye he'll be good. Like basically, I don't think it's an issue.
Okay, he was at practice today, so looks like he's good to go.
I mean, the ceiling play is Jennings, right? The floor play is, either Chase Brown or Monty. Maybe Chase Brown.
Yeah, I might just go Chase Brown. I do like Jennings this week, but I understand that he's risky. Monty's okay this week. I actually have him and Chase Brown in the same tier. Monty also has a tough matchup. That Texans run defense has been pretty good. Yeah, I'm going to go Chase Brown.
Yeah, so I agree. The first 2, Terry, Garrett, definitely need to start. Flex Chase Brown, that is. Interesting. Anthony G. If it's a dynasty superflex, is it worth holding Andy Dalton?
No.
I don't think they're going back to. At this point, I think it's pretty safe to say it was not the sprained finger from the minor car accident that's keeping him on the bench. I don't think that's it.
Nope.
No. You can let him go. All right, Benny's got another one. If Nico plays, pivot from Tank Dell to BTJ, Mondre, or Juwan Jennings, or just still go with Tank. if Nico's out there.
I might go BTJ. Assuming T-Law plays, which I think he will.
Yeah, if everybody's good to go, it should be BTJ. I know he's just very disappointing. Very disappointing last week. Let me say, very disappointing. But he should do something. So, yeah. If Nico plays and everybody's good in Jacksonville, I guess you can go BTJ. What's up, Anthony? Just dropping a super chat to say thanks, but also got a question. Thank you, by the way. Thank you for always being here. Waddle, Pickens, or Sutton?
Anthony, can you do us all a favor and sit Waddle so we can all start him?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Team. Take one for the team, Anthony. I think you got to sit Sutton here. This is not a good matchup for Sutton against the Chiefs.
Okay, so if you're only sitting one, it's Sutton. Yeah. Sitting one.
But if you want to take one for the team and sit Waddle, just make sure you let us all know first so we can all start them.
That'd be wonderful. That'd be wonderful. All right. And what also would be wonderful is getting a free pick when you set your underdog pick'ems for the week. I wonder, is that possible? Wait, it is. Because if you have not signed up for underdog before and you are a new customer, you get a free pick. It's Lamar Jackson just getting 1 yard. Take the higher on 0.5 total yards tomorrow night. You get this as soon as you sign up for the very first time on Underdog, but you have to use code ENDGAME to get that, plus the deposit match to get you all the way up to $1,000 of bonus cash in your account based on how much you deposit first time. And you get the special pick. Plus, they still have all sorts of goodies up there. Free picks, profit boosts, always something going on. Contests. So try Underdog if you haven't yet. Let's keep going here with Harv Danger. 7. Half PPR. Tua or Daniel Jones?
I'm going Tua. I don't mind Tua this week. I like Tua. I'm not. Ever didn't Daniel Jones do this in like week 3 or something? And we're like, oh, maybe you can consider Daniel Jones. And then it's like, oh yeah, that's right, it's Daniel Jones. I know it's the Panthers, but
yeah,
I'm going Tua.
Right, gonna go Tua here. It's not a bad matchup for Tua, and it needs 2. Zay Flowers, Tank Dell, Nico Harrison.
It's Zay and Nico if he plays. Otherwise, Zay and Tank.
Yeah, agree with that. And then Chase Brown or Ramondre.
Going Chase Brown.
And then Ingram or Taysom Hill. There you go, Ingram.
No, I'm going Ingram.
And then, well, we need a flex.
I might just flex Stevenson over Harrison if Nico doesn't play. If Nico plays, I'll flex Tank Dell. I'm okay playing both Texans.
Yeah, I'm okay with Tank Dell here. Half PPR. Yeah, I think that's fine. All right, Rodney Woods got a question. They got Stafford, Henry, Barkley, Odunze, DJ Moore, Yoshi. Ooh. I guess they keep flexing Monty, Chase Brown, right, Higgins on the bench, DJ Chark making an appearance, Coker, wow. Dobbs, Gabe Davis, really? Goff and Johnny. I don't think you can change anything in this.
You need a wide receiver. Because even if Higgins was playing, Odunze, DJ Moore, Yoshi, DJ Chark, Coker, Dobbs. Let's try to package Monty. Let's try to package Monty and DJ Moore. DJ Moore still has some value. It's definitely going down, but he still has some value. Let's try to get could Monty and DJ Moore get you Tyreek Hill right now? I don't know. Could it get you Debo? I bet you could get you Debo. Could get you
Yeah.
DK Metcalf. I bet you could get you DK Metcalf.
Yeah. Yeah, why
I
not?
bet you could get you Evans.
You don't want to be starting Yoshi.
No.
There you go. Let's try to do that. I mean, as far as starting lineup this week, there's nothing else you can do. But yeah, definitely try to get yourself a startable wide receiver. Jose Rodriguez has Amari Cooper, Evans, BTJ Lamb, AJ Brown, Reed, and Cup. A lot. Connor Hall, Mixon, Aaron Jones need 2, 2, and a flex.
All right. Well, let's just go AJ Brown and Cup at wide receiver. Hall and Mixon at running back. Aaron Jones. And then I'll probably flex Aaron Jones unless somehow Evans plays, which I doubt. Then I'll flex Evans.
Yeah, I'm tempted to agree. We're sitting Lamb, though. I know it's tough, but yeah, might be the route. Yeah, AJ Brown and Cup are definitely receivers. Hall, Mixon. Yep. Yeah. Man, well, you got a good team. Definitely got a good team. Is this a team where you think, okay, Evans is coming back, BTJ got Reed after next week? Is this a team that should move on from CeeDee Lamb, you think?
Probably. I'd try. Don't sell them for nothing, but I'd try.
Right. Okay. We got another super chat here, but first, Anthony has a request. What's a shout out? He's saying that you've been too serious lately.
Okay. What's up, Anthony? Have I been too serious? I feel like I make a lot of stupid jokes during this stream.
We need to. It's been slow this week. This week has been a lot of craziness. I think we all need to smile more this week in general. So
true.
Yeah.
True.
The Hound wants to rate this team. Okay, quarterback, 2 running backs, receivers, tight end, 2 flex. Hurts, Bijan, Henry, Hopkins, Jennings, Andrews, Hunt, Moore. On the bench is Herbert, Amari, D-Rob, Gesicki. Well, I'll say this because I told somebody this on Draftline earlier. I'm starting Gesicki over Andrews. I think we had that earlier.
Definitely Gesicki over Andrews. It's always hard to rate a team when you don't know how big the league is. Bijan, Henry, that is fantastic. Hopkins, Jennings, DJ Moore, Amari, D-Rob, that is not fantastic. I mean, yeah, your running backs are stacked. Your wide receivers are okay. You do have Hurts. Again, I don't know how many teams this is. If this is a 10-teamer, this is like a 7. If it's a 12-teamer, I'll say 7, 7-5 because your running backs could carry you.
Yeah, having those 2 is pretty nice. But yeah, Hopkins shouldn't be your number 1 receiver. Preferably not your number 2 receiver. Who knows? Maybe Amari will pay off down the stretch. But yeah, this is a team that might want to trade if it's full PPR. It doesn't even say if it's full PPR, does it? Well, if it's non-PPR, that might raise the grade by like half a point, if not more.
True. That is true.
If it's PPR half, I think you might want to try to trade a guy like Hunt to get a better receiver or package something. All right, Dice, flawless. Jennings or Gesicki in the flex.
Man, I think I got to go Jennings. I mean, I like Gesicki this week, but he had 6 targets last week. Now, granted, he turned it into 5 catches for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns, but like he's not like Cade Otton getting 11 targets out here. And you know what I mean? Like,
right.
I think I like Jennings enough. I'm going Jennings.
This is close. Both are very nice upside plays, and it's your flex. So I agree. I'll go Jennings here. I think he has more upside. Anthony G. So started 4-0 and now all of a sudden 4-5. Life comes at you fast. Dynasty
Yep.
Superflex. Kyron Mixon, Kamara. That's good. Alan Vidal, DeMarcado. Higgins, Shakir, Addison, Cooper, Parker, Washington, Calvin, Austin, Worthy. Okay, now I see where the losses have come in.
Yeah. Did you lose some wide receivers? Like, did you lose Rashee Rice or something? Like, I mean, we've lost a lot of wide receivers. Like, I was looking at one of my teams, and I'm like, man, this team lost Brandon Ayuk and Christian Kirk, the dynasty team. We've lost a lot of wide receivers this year, so maybe you lost some wide receivers. Yeah.
So start 3 of those receivers, 2 running backs, and 2 flex.
Pickens, Shakir, Addison, Kyron and Mixon at running back, Kamara at flex, and I guess Cooper if he plays. If Cooper doesn't play, I'll flex. Calvin Austin doesn't have a bad matchup this week. Might go Austin, but he might not even. He got banged up too, didn't he?
Did he? I don't know. Maybe he did. I don't know who else. Braylon Allen and pray for a touchdown. I don't think anybody else is worth starting. So I guess Austin if he's good to go. Let's see. Oh, okay. This Scott. Thank you, Scott. Helped me out. Remember, I was like, who's the backup for the Chiefs? Apparently, it's Carson Wentz. Don't forget about Carson Wentz.
Oh yeah, Carson Wentz. That's right. That's right.
Okay, thankfully that's not one of the choices here. So Anthony's asking a quarterback. Got Caleb, Trevor, Minshew, Browning, and Dalton. Who do you put at Superflex? Is it Caleb or is it T-Law?
It's T-Law for me. T-Law.
Yeah, this week it's T-Law. The Argonite 1, 2, 3, 4. Who to start? Pittman or Dunze to Liggett?
I'm just gonna go with Odunze here. Liggett was fine last week, but this is not a good spot for Liggett this week against this Giant. The way he matches up with the Giants, I don't know. I'm just gonna go Odunze.
Yeah, not good for Pittman. Not a good outlook this week. Not a good matchup. Liggett is startable, but Odunze has more upside. So let's go Odunze. George Brennan now wants to know, would you trade Lamb or Nico for Achane Hall or Jamar Chase?
I mean, I would trade Lamb for any of those guys right now. I would only trade Nico for Achane, and that's only if I needed running back help.
Yeah, I'm not sure why you trade a receiver to get Chase. It's receiver for receiver. I mean, Lamb to get Chase, I guess now looks good. Yeah, try to get a running back. Sure, you could do that. For Lamb, just to clarify. Okay, let's see. Picked up my. Oh, okay. Cody. Got Brees and Tyreek on my bench. Should I throw them in if anywhere? Because you got CMC and Achane and Sun God and Puka and Kelsey and Kyron and James Cook.
I'm playing Brees over James Cook.
Yeah.
Definitely playing Brees over James Cook. Yeah, I guess you can go with Sun God and Puka over Tyreek and not risk it.
I guess so. Man, must be a shallow league. Beast Mode Kane. Traded Auden and Reed for AJ Brown. All right. I think that's a win.
Yeah, definitely a win. Well done.
Rate the trade. Well, you got Pickens, Flowers, Adams, Jennings, Pittman, and Kittle. You got still a stud tight end. You got AJB leading your receiver room. That's pretty what A-.
Yes, definitely.
It's not a fleecing or anything like that because you gave up
No.
good players, but it's a good deal for you.
Yep.
All right, Benny. Stafford or Mahomes?
I'm going Mahomes this week. Again, I don't love Stafford. Like I liked him a lot last week, but this is a totally different matchup. Let's go Mahomes.
Been rolling. D-Hop has made a difference. Go Mahomes here. What about Stafford or Kyler?
I'm going Kyler. Both in tough spots, but at least Kyler runs.
Yeah, it's not a bad spot for Kyler. Let's go for him. Okay, another request. You're getting a lot of requests today. Mark Evans. He's gonna put Komet in his lineup, so it's time for you to talk him down.
All right. Apparently, if I talk somebody down, they do great. Is that what we're saying here? This bum didn't even get a target last week. Not even a single target. What has he done? What has he done the last 2 games? Last 2 games.
Can't even remember. That's how bad he's been.
Why does it show? It doesn't even show his stats from last game because he was so bad.
There you go. Doesn't even
register.
One catch on the
14
database
yards the week before. Yeah. Not only should you not start. Yeah, 1 catch for 14 yards the week before. He's got 1 catch for 14 yards combined over the last 2 games.
It's trash. Trash. Definitely start him.
Everybody start Komet.
Nathan Masters, please rate JD, Barkley, Tracy, St. Brown, McLaurin, Auden, Jennings, Swift, Aubrey, and the Bears D.
I mean, again, without knowing the team, this is pretty good. You got Saquon, that's great. Tracy as your RB2 is fine. You got Sun God and Terry. Auden at tight end is nice. Decent flex options between Jennings and Swift. You got JD. It's not like stacked or anything. If it's a 10-teamer, I'll say an 8. If it's a 12-teamer, I'll say 8-5.
And he said below he also has Dobbins and B-Rob on the bench.
I mean, okay.
I don't think we'd swap any of those. So it's good. Very good lineup. Yeah, I'd say if it's a 12-teamer, 8-5. That sounds about right. You should have another very good week. David Ellswick, Hunter Henry, or Gesicki.
Gesicki.
Definitely Gesicki. And then Lions, Broncos, or Giants?
Broncos get Mahomes. Nah, let's just go Giants against Bryce Young.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to start with the Broncos. No, definitely not the Lions. So yeah, go Giants. Anthony, also now we are forced to start 2 of those. I'm pretty sure CMC is 1. Probably B-Rob 2. Bigsby if one of those guys doesn't play. Or
CMC 1, B-Rob 2. I guess Bigsby would be 3.
He's saying he could grab Algier or Justice Hill.
I would grab Algier. Gets the Saints.
I think even if you don't need somebody this week, even if those guys are all fine in play, which I think they will, I'd probably rather have Algier than Vidal anyways. So pick him up, stash him. What's up, Julio? Yeah, sometimes fantasy is pain.
This year it feels like pain for sure.
Yeah. All right. So he's got Burrow, Gibbs and Achane, and Kyron, Mason and J.K. Dobbins, A.J. Brown, D. Hopdell, DJ Moore. That's right. J.Mo. Ingram. Okay. So do we start?
Burrow, QB, Gibbs. Oh, man, you have Gibbs, Achane, and I think I'm going Achane and Kyron at running back. I'm going A.J. Brown and Dell at wide receiver, and then if you need a flex, I'll go Gibbs. Ingram at tight end.
Just noticing you got Mason. You don't have CMC. Your namesake. You don't have him. I guess you don't have to. You would definitely going to start those first 3 running backs, like no doubt. AJ Brown and Dell. Yep. That's it. I think you'll get it this week. You got a good lineup. John Wickring needs 1 at the flex in full. Downs, Douglas, Ferguson, Waddle, Warren.
I'm gonna gamble on Waddle here. He's got a good matchup. Douglas doesn't really have the upside. Warren doesn't have the upside. Ferg with Rush definitely doesn't have the upside. Downs, I really don't want to start. I don't know. Maybe Downs will do it this week, score a touchdown with Flacco, but Waddle's got Tua. He's got a good matchup. I'm just going to gamble on Waddle.
Put a little bit of optimism this week into Jalen Waddle. It's a better matchup. Let's go Waddle. Hope for the best. Andres Gregorio, welcome back. 2 receivers, 2 running backs in a flex. Puka Flowers, CD, Tracy Brown, CMC.
All right, I'm going Puka, and I think am I gonna go Flowers over CD? Let me look.
So, if I'm understanding this right, we only sit one out of all these guys.
We're only sitting one.
Yeah, because we need 2 out of 3 receivers, 2 out of 3 running backs, and then a flex. Can it be that CeeDee Lamb hits the bench?
I don't think so. I think I'm gonna bench Chase Brown. If I have to bench one of these guys, I'm gonna bench Chase Brown.
Yeah, it's gonna be Brown.
He's saying he's scared CMC or C. Well, if CMC doesn't play, then you don't have a choice.
Well, right. Well, we've said this all along. If CMC is active and he's playing, you play him. Now, don't fall into his limited workload, and we'll see. No, it's if he plays, you got to play him. Don't believe the Shanahanigans. Rodney Woods, would Monty and Njoku be too much for Zay Flowers?
I think a little. I think Monty alone should be enough for Zay Flowers. Like Monty and Zay Flowers feels fair. I don't think you should have to throw in a tight end like Njoku.
I mean, if you already have a good end, it's fine. So I don't see that as too much. But like you said, maybe you shouldn't even have to. Just try Monty and see if that works. All right, let's just go with this one. The Argonite 1, 2, 3, 4. Vikings or Chargers defense?
I think you got to go Chargers this week against Mason Rudolph. Well, I say that, but man, Vikings have been good too. But Vikings against the Jags. I'll say if you already have the Vikings defense, because haven't the Vikings, like I don't follow defenses too closely, obviously, but haven't the Vikings like put up good fantasy games like every week except for one? Aren't they the number 1 scoring defense? You probably don't.
Yeah, that I don't know, because we don't, like, as you know, we don't play with defenses, and it really depends because every format is different. But yeah, they do get sacks at a good rate. They do force turnovers. So
I mean, people were worried about them last week because of Joe Flacco, and they got you 11. So I'm looking at their game logs. This is in like your typical, assuming your league doesn't do something crazy. 22, 13, 13, 8, 16, 11, and then they had that game where they only got 1 and then 11 again. I think I just roll with the Vikings. Like the Vikings are the one defense I feel like I don't really want to drop. Just roll with them every week.
Yeah, the Chargers defense is not too far behind.
True.
But like you said, for fantasy purposes, I do think the Vikings are only slightly more valuable. I want to just check real quick because we can. As far as, again, if your league happens to reward, for turnovers the most, yeah, the Vikings lead the league with 13 interceptions. Yeah. Chargers are close. They got 9. I mean, that's hard to predict. The turnover battle, though, the edge goes to the Vikings. If your league happens to reward a lot for sacks or just, not as much for turnovers, and sacks are, more important to you. Well, the Vikings get barely more sacks than the Chargers. but still, Vikings get the edge. So let's just go Vikings because they both have good matchups. Now the Hound, Sano got offered to trade Hunt for Shakir.
Wow, this feels very close. Feels very fair. I'm leaning Shakir only because what happens if Pacheco comes back sometime this month? That's going to kill Hunt's value. So I might just take Shakir here.
Interesting. I feel like you should be able to get something decent for Hunt. So I like Shakir a lot this week. I think Shakir is probably going to be reasonable. I'm wondering if you can get something more though. You said you got offered a trade, like somebody's like, hey, I want Kareem Hunt. Well, if they want Kareem Hunt, see what else you can get. If that's what happened. All right, and then we have Alberto Mar. Okay, well, here's the actual question. Thank you, Alberto. 1 receiver, 1 running back, 1 flex. Debo, London, McLaurin, Smith, Swift, Dobbins. Just 1-1-1.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of wide receivers I don't want to bench this week. I'll say Swift at running back slightly over Dobbins. That one is close, but I like Swift's matchup this week against the Patriots. Good matchup for Swift. So I'll give Swift a slight edge over Dobbins. I think if London plays, you got to start London. And then I think you got to flex Debo. If for some reason London doesn't play, I'll go Debo Terry.
Yeah, to me, Debo is my receiver. He's a must start here. And then London, if he's good to go, is pretty much right behind him. It's not as good a matchup for Terry, but still, he's your replacement if London doesn't play. I mean, I like Devontae Smith a lot too, but he just popped up on the injury report. So I'll just, okay, you got Debo in London and McLaurin, you're good. And then Swift at running back. There you go. Good options, all good options. We have, let's see, make sure I don't miss anybody. All right, we got EDUNC. It's a 10-teamer, full PPR. Would you trade Garrett Wilson, Downs, Irving for Cooper, AJ Brown, and DJ Moore? And Tracy.
Okay, I still prefer AJ Brown to Garrett Wilson, although it's close.
Yeah.
I might prefer... I mean, I definitely prefer Tracy to Irving, like by a lot. And then Downs for Cooper and DJ Moore. Yeah, give me the Cooper, AJ Brown. Give me that side so I can get AJ Brown and Tracy, really.
Yeah, I'm taking the 4. I mean, Cooper, DJ Moore, I mean, you don't feel great about them, but do you feel much better about Downs, if at all? No, you're taking a chance on 2. I'll definitely take the 4. The Cooper side. Let's call it the Cooper side. All right. Next super chat goes to Justice Reborn. Tired of Murray. We're still tired of Kyler. Would you drop Murray for Goff?
No.
Goff has been solid, but does he really have more weekly upside in fantasy? That's the thing. Yeah, Murray has been aggravating. I get it. I totally understand that. But look, let's see. On the season, I want to make sure I don't say the wrong thing here. On the season, Jared Goff is the QB 15. Kyler Murray is the QB 9. We'll make sure we're looking at it as points per game because Detroit. Points per game, Murray is the QB 14. Jared Goff is the QB 15. So are you upgrading here? No, not really.
No, it just feels. It's just because nobody drafted Goff and you drafted Murray, so it always feels like the guy you took early has been worse, but he's actually been better, and I do think Murray has more upside.
Yeah, he's been more disappointing, but he hasn't been worse than Goff. Casey Avery, interesting one. Would you try to trade Devonta Smith for Monty?
In a vacuum, I want Devonta Smith. But I'll say if you're like if Devonta Smith is your wide receiver 4, 5 or something, and you need a running back, I think this is fair.
Feels pretty fair. So yeah, I would only do this if you need a running back, like if Monty fills that gap. Matthew Gomez, couple of questions. Ridley or Jennings?
I'm definitely going Jennings here.
I figured you would. Yeah, Jennings. Hey, I'll go Jennings too. Like Ridley is the number one receiver there, but it's the Titans offense. Hawk or Hunter Henry?
I'm going to go Hunter Henry. He's actually, with Drake May, he's been okay. He just had 8 targets last week, 7 catches, 56 yards. Hawk, less than 50% of the snaps last week, still coming back from ACL. Give me Henry.
Right. Can't start Hawk just yet. I mean, you could, but just don't expect much. So, Austin Richardson needs some help. Tolbert, Deontay, or Pearsall at wide receiver 3?
Oh, man. We got to think Jennings is playing. What is Pearsall's role going to be? But how much is Deontay going to? I might just gamble on Tolbert. Didn't he get a garbage time touchdown with Cooper Rush last week? Maybe he can do that again.
Hey, CD is not a guarantee to play, right? And he's still being evaluated with that shoulder.
I think he was limited today.
Yeah. Could aggravate it again. You never know. Yeah. Look, the thing here is Deontay Johnson just not going to get that involved yet. Just joined the team. Pearsall, just don't think the target share is there yet. So let's go Tolbert and hope for the best. And we have Heisenberg. Welcome back, Heisenberg. Full PPR. Trade the Sun God and Stevenson for Neighbors and Aaron Jones.
Ooh, interesting deal. I think this comes down to what your team need is. I do prefer Aaron Jones to Stevenson rest of the season. I do think Aaron Jones will get better. He's had a couple not great games, not horrible games, not great games, but he's getting the volume. He doesn't look dusty or anything. So I do prefer Aaron Jones to Stevenson, but I also prefer Sun God to Neighbors. But if you're really good at wide receiver, like you have 4 high-end wide receivers, then I might just take the Neighbors Aaron Jones side to upgrade a running back. And like Neighbors isn't a big drop off from Sun God. So it really just comes down to, I think, team makeup and team need here.
Yeah, this is a tough one, which means it's a fair deal. It's definitely fair. Yeah, definitely fair. Looking at Neighbors and Jones's buy low, I think that's mostly accurate. I also agree. I prefer Jones over Stevenson, but I do still prefer Sun God to Neighbors. So I don't know. It's pretty fair here. I think you're going to get more volatility with the Neighbors Jones side, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Sun God and Stevenson a little bit more stable. So yeah, it's fine. Okay. Just when you thought you knew kickers, you remember Will Reichard. What team?
Well, Vikings, but isn't he hurt?
He is hurt. So this leads to the question that I know you didn't anticipate. Is the new kicker for the Vikings a good pickup?
His name is Romo, like Tony Romo?
Apparently.
Sure.
Legit did not know. I knew he was hurt. I knew Reichard was hurt. I think he's on IR too. Did not know. I don't know. Who else could be out there? I would just say this, if I'm going to say something about kicker questions. I don't want to risk a guy that they just pulled off the street, because it could go one of two ways. He's solid. Okay, if he's solid, that's like the best case scenario. This could go south. He could come in and go 1 for 3 or, not make a kick at all. I just don't take the risk here. So I just look for a veteran on the waiver wire, somebody playing preferably at home, maybe in a dome. That's it. Money Mitch, DK for Harrison and Mahomes.
No, I'm just keeping DK here and rolling with Baker, or streaming if you want. But look, Baker wasn't terrible the other night. He was fine. So I'm just keeping DK and rolling with Baker.
Yeah, the thing is, if you've been rolling with Baker or whoever at quarterback, now we're getting close to Evans being back. So it's fine. I know, look, there's got to be somebody you could stream, pick up. So no, don't do this. I'd rather have DK. But Picnic.
All right.
Pick 2 and a flex. Shakir, Waddle, BTJ, Downs, JMO.
I'm going the first 3 here. Again, I like Shakir a lot this week. I think Brian Thomas can bounce back against Minnesota. And I'm going to gamble on Waddle against the Rams.
Yeah. Shakir might actually be my favorite of the bunch this week. If Thomas is good to go and healthy, if T-Law is good to go and healthy, then I guess we'll go BTJ and then Waddle. Not a question, just a statement, but worth putting. Puka Apocalypse is officially starting Gesicki over Kincaid. I'm 100%
no
with
problem.
you.
Not an issue. Do it. 100%.
Yeah, you definitely should do that. Louis Trejo, 12 team PPR, Ingram or Gesicki?
Yeah, this is where it gets close. I'm still going Ingram, but this is where it gets close.
Yeah, I know. Again, this is nothing new. I had trust issues with the Jaguars offense basically since before the season started. Ingram should be smashing. He really isn't. He's still a very startable tight end pretty much every week, but I'm gonna go with the sure thing in Gesicki. Okay, he's not a sure thing, but I'm gonna go with Gesicki. Higgins out. Go with the upside of Gesicki. How about that? Cooper, Odunze are worthy.
I'm just gonna go Odunze. I think he has the most upside out of these guys. Just give me Odunze.
Yeah, Xavier Worthy, absolutely 0% chance I would start him. All right, we're actually caught up. We'll do a couple more here. We'll get to some of the non-super chats now that we've got those done for sure. Reminder before we do that, we also have an app. If you have questions, maybe you didn't use the super chat feature, you don't have time to get your question in before we get off, or you have questions beyond today, you can't make the lives, whatever. Maybe you just think that using the app might be better. And guess what? It actually is, because you use the app, we can get more in depth. You know, your start setting your waiver wire, your trade questions, besides just writing back a comment with some personalized feedback. If you have a Yahoo or Sleeper League, you can sync with the Draft Lane app. We can see your waiver wire in your league. We can see your roster, and we can see your league mates if you ask a trade question. So it really allows us to deep dive into what you need, what you can realistically get, what you should offer. So it's really cool. This app has definitely progressed this year from last, and it's going to get even better next year. Just download it now. It's free. App Store, Play Store, try it out. It's called Draft Lane, and it's us. Get in touch with us just like you do here in the live streams. You can do it on your phone. All right, let's do a couple more here. Try to get some people we haven't heard from yet. Noah Davis, Waddle, Sutton, or Ridley?
Yeah, I think you just got to go Waddle here and just gamble on Waddle. Sutton in a really tough spot this week, and Ridley not only in a tough spot, but also in a tough quarterback situation. Give me Waddle.
Yeah, this week it's Waddle, and Sutton's been good, but not this week. Could I possibly talk you into Calvin Ridley now? Mo wants to know DJ Moore or Calvin Ridley?
Man. I mean, I got DJ Moore as a flex, and really is a desperation, so I guess I gotta say more. It's not really a great spot. On the positive, DJ Moore got 9 targets. I mean, they're not catchable, but I mean, how many of Ridley's targets are catchable? So, I mean, you just really against the Chargers, man, there's nothing I can look at here. Like Ridley way better against man. Chargers run barely any man at all. They play almost entirely zone. Yeah, I guess DJ Moore.
Yeah, this week against that Chargers defense on the road, yeah, Ridley's not going to cut it. So let's go DJ Moore here. Okay, then Elite Savage. Mahomes or Tua?
I'm going Mahomes.
The matchup is definitely better for Tua, but I think Mahomes, now that D-Hop is in the mix here and Kelsey is revived, I think we got to put Mahomes a little bit higher. Pick 3, Taylor, Stevenson, Tracy, Kareem Hunt. Who sits?
I think Stevenson is going to sit for me. Let me just make sure, but I think it's going to be Stevenson. Yeah, Stevenson sits.
I mean, Taylor's still a must start. Tracy this week is a very strong start. He's pretty close to must. So it's either you take the relative safety of Hunt, or you hope that Stevenson, has a big game. But it's a tough matchup for Stevenson, so let's sit him. And then, this is a tough one. Chad Trago. Chase Brown or Darnell Mooney? That's a flex.
In PPR, I think you got to go Mooney. But here's the problem. I know it's the Saints, but if Drake London plays, that does put a cap on Mooney's upside. Like I was going to put Mooney in the booms, but then I'm like, well, what if Drake London plays? But the problem is you might not know if Drake London's going to play, like, because Chase Brown plays tomorrow. So you got to kind of make this decision now.
I think he could still have a big game. I mean, both receivers have feasted, multiple times. My concern, if there is one with the Falcons in the Saints game, is they just don't pass the ball that much because they don't need to. And it's just a big Bijan week, Algier in the mix. So that would be my concern. There's just not enough volume. But I'm still going to take advantage of that matchup. I like Chase Brown, but I think in full PPR, I'm going to go Mooney.
Yeah, I mean that was my initial reaction, so probably.
First gut reaction is always the best. Ivan Flores, Jacoby Myers, and Josh Jacobs to get Malik Neighbors. You like it?
I think it's fair. I think if you're okay at running back and you can afford to lose Josh Jacobs, it's okay.
I think it's okay. I think it's fine to do this if it doesn't deplete your running back room. So, yeah, you can do it. And then Anthony saying thank you again. We should always be thanking everybody for watching. And good luck. That's right. I guess we don't match up. I have to go check my lineups and check my matchups. But I guess we're not playing each other. So that's good. We do have one more super chat. Hold on. Sammy. Bye week dilemma. Pick 2. Jalen Warren, Ricky Pearsall, Leggett, QJ, or Deontay Johnson.
Oh, I think it's PPR. I might go QJ. Yeah, this is a dilemma. I will say Quentin Johnson, I mean, like, he can always bust, but I mean, all these guys can bust, but he does match up okay against the Titans as far as like how much zone they play. So I'm gonna go with him, and I might still go Leggett. Pearsall would be interesting if Jennings wasn't play. Warren just Deontay, we don't know yet. QJ and Leggett. Good luck. Good luck, Sammy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Leggett's the one I probably feel best about. Again, not because I love him, but just because, like the lesser of the evils here. And then Quentin Johnson, too, for upside. Go. All right, one more. This is a fun one.
All right.
Jose Granados, Cade Otton, or Travis Kelce.
I will say it's not a great matchup for Kelce this week, but I don't think I can bench Kelce. I'm going to still go Kelce.
Because the Bucks, are they going against the 49ers? It's not great. It's not a great matchup for either, technically, but it doesn't really matter, right?
Yeah. I mean, what the heck? 14 catches for 100 yards last week, 16 targets. Like, what? What?
Yeah, you just have to go Kelce the way he's been rolling. Kelce it is. Okay, one more. James Hurd has been patiently waiting. 6-point touchdowns. Goff, Rodgers, Tua.
Ooh. I kind of like Rodgers this week. But I think I'm gonna. Oh, man, the problem with Tua though is like sometimes they run the ball a lot near the goal line.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. The touchdown upside, if it's 6 points, they run the ball a lot, especially in the red zone.
I might actually go Rodgers here. For some reason, the Jets have gone pass happy. It's the Cardinals. I might just go Rodgers, honestly.
I'm gonna hate it, but I might go Rodgers too. Yeah, I guess if nothing else, he'll probably be riding high this week. All right, have a good night, everybody. Thank you, Andrea. And we'll see you again tomorrow night before the game. Don't forget, hit the like button, subscribe if for some reason you haven't yet, and put notifications on so you know as soon as we go live, which is pretty much every single night except for Fridays. And we'll be here before game time tomorrow to break down your last minute start sit questions for Thursday night. Still got waiver wire trade questions, whatever it is. And still videos coming out, so check out all of those every single day. All right, everyone have a good night. We'll see you next time.